if people want to know me better, they could listen to me. And then if if I was right next to somebody and they're like, hey, look, it's Joe, I know all about you. I was in second grade with you and listening to you in council.
That's why I think council is so beautiful, because it's such a natural experience. It's a social experience. It honors people, their stories. It has its roots in all culture.
I think if council was never to be in this high school, I don't think I would have got to know my friends or teachers close. It wouldn't have been that bond that we have now. Council is like, it just opens you up to a whole new level of love and companionship towards other people.
I think one of the big challenges we have in our society is that we're all so busy and the pace is so fast that it's rare that we really get to sit down and listen to another human being face to face, fully focused on them.
I'll talk back to teachers, and I didn't like being in class. And ever since council, it's like I like being in class. I respect my teachers. I talk to my teachers way better, and I get respect back from them, and I really like it a lot.
Each time we have council, somebody shares something that we didn't know before. And we just become closer and closer when each story is shared. And I think that's good to have in a place where most people are like, don't want to talk to you, just got to get through this, blah, 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 fast, fast, fast. We need to slow down and talk to each other more instead of just text.
The use of the talking piece is what distinguishes council from other forms of dialogue or debate, certainly, or discussion even. Because when you have the talking piece, you know that you aren't going to be interrupted, not only by people's words, but by their thoughts. Because we are practicing the art of receptivity. We're practicing not forming our opinion about whatever is being said. And when a student knows that, they are so much freer to be able to explore new ideas or tell a story that they might not have even thought of before.
Well, you get to talk and listen, and it just makes the other kids feel good when you listen to other kids, because they feel like what they're saying is very important.
They share stories with me, and it also gives me the opportunity to show them that I am a human being, that I also have stories as well.
There was one girl that outside should always be mean to me, and then once we got to council, I was like, wow, I guess she has a hard life and she gets very grouchy sometimes because of all her stress, so now I know why she's like that outside.
Something that it just continuously is lacking in education is those personal relationships and teaching our young people how to be social and how to stand up for what they believe in and how to communicate their ideas to others. And it seems to be missing more and more, and we're getting rid of the arts and we're getting rid of the music, and that area that they can express themselves in, it just seems to be disappearing. And this is something that can do worlds for the students and the adults in the classroom, personally and also academically.
Fundamentally, counsel is a practice that supports the basic skills of listening and speaking. And these underlie the skills of reading and writing. What is reading but listening from the heart to the story of another? And what is writing but feeling that you have a story to tell in the listening of others? In this way, counsel is the basis of all other academic skills.
Do you learn from Ms. Shanu? No, we learn from each other. Well, how do we learn from each other? Through talking, through sharing ideas. And that's, counsel's a perfect vessel for that.
So teachers are challenged to bring relevance into their classrooms. That is, to connect the curriculum to the lived experience of the children. Counsel promotes this relevance by asking students to tell their own stories of experiences with the water cycle, with conflict that they might see in social studies, with the themes of love and loss that they might encounter in literature.
When counsel is a regular practice in a school or classroom community, students want to come to school because they never know what's going to happen in counsel that day. Their classmates might tell stories that are silly or funny or sad, or stories of adventures they've had, and it activates their curiosity.
I hear students say stuff like, wow, this is a bomb school, which means, this is a great school. I've never been at a school like this before. or you guys really care about us. Now, how would they know that if it weren't for counsel?
And I'll be like, oh, that's the teacher that I know from counsel, and he's been through the things I've been through. He's a teacher. He's a human being like I am.
I'm here only twice a week. But when I'm not here, they know who else has their back. I pretty much give a lot of credit to counsel because in that forum, they feel safe with one another.
Thank you for always being a good friend and always helping me in PE and in my classes.
The most powerful experience may come to those students who don't say anything at all. Just by being in the circle, by hearing other people's story, by being able to have that empathic sort of experience.
I've been at councils where people are so moved by somebody else's story, people will start crying because we all felt the same thing. We're all talking about one thing, and we all saw that in our own lives, and we were like, oh my God, we all feel the same way.
There was just such an exchange of stories that connected these young people. By the end of it, they themselves decided that the world needs to have an opportunity to sit in council. And they made a commitment to one another to remain friends no matter what happens in their lives.
Oh, I know I'm going to keep it going. That's my goal, to keep doing council for as long as I can.
We need to do way more in this 21st century than just teaching them how to read and write and add and subtract. We need to teach them how to be people who can listen and appreciate other stories, because if we don't do that, we are never going to make it.
To me, what counsel does is to deeply reconnect us to one another, to look into each other's eyes, to see the reaction on our faces when we are telling our story, and to understand that we are much more alike than we are different, and to really reconnect us to ourselves, understand who we are, so we're not looking at the inputs coming at us, we're connecting with another human soul. That's what really makes a difference right now.